Do you know what today is? It's White History Wednesday. Hey, how you doing? This your girl Maya Lamis, and for those of you who are new here, this is White History Wednesday, specifically made for the people who said, "Why do Black people need a whole month to tell their history?" And for that, I give you 52 days. You ready to hear it? Here it go. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is redlining. I feel like we talked about it before, but I just want to make a comparison to what's going on in today's time. So back in the 1930s, banks and governments made maps that marked Black neighborhoods in red and denied loans, leaving Black families stuck in poverty. Right? Right? This is things they still do to this day. It stopped Black families from owning homes. The number one way in America to build wealth is to own land, own homes. Even now, Black people are more likely to be denied home loans or charged higher interest rates with even the same credit as Caucasian people. My thing is, they come in this country and they look at us like we're not doing anything right, but it's y'all was handed everything. Y'all were handed everything and we were handed nothing, and we still make life look amazing. And that's really why y'all can't stand us. White History Wednesday. There were some stolen skulls in museums and universities. Places like Harvard and the Smithsonian collected skulls and bones of enslaved Black people for study without asking their family or their communities. Black people were treated like science projects, not humans, even after death. Many of those bones are still sitting in boxes. Families are begging for their ancestors to be buried properly. What type of sick person do you have to be, right? What type of sicko do you have to be sitting there holding bones hostage? Y'all, if y'all ain't did it, slavery been done how many years? How many years since slavery? It's been like, I don't know. I told y'all the math already. Y'all do the math. I'm not about to keep doing all the math. It's been that long since slavery and y'all still harboring these bones. If y'all not smart enough to do the research by now, then it just ain't gonna get done. I'm just saying. White History Wednesday. So we're going to talk about the war on drugs in the Black communities. We all know that they dropped it in the hood along with weapons, and pretty much for us to be the cause of our own demise, if you want, if you will. In the 1980s, Black people were given longer prison sentence for that chronic than Caucasian people who had the powder, and it's the same drug. So why were they given different prison sentences? I know a while ago, is this episode 20? Yes, y'all, this is episode 20. It's a celebration. Hold on, we just had to take a quick break in the middle of White History Wednesday because we made it 20 weeks so far. That is an accomplishment in itself. Anyway, back to business. Families were ripped apart, mass incarceration exploded, and people are still in prison to this day on them type of drug charges. Even though there's been a lot of reform with it, our people are still in jail the most. White History Wednesday, because we get in trouble more than they do. We can do the same crime at the same time. We can actually do the crime together. We gonna get more time than they get. It's a proven fact. Argue with your mammy. In 1955, 14-year-old Emmett Till life was taken because a Caucasian woman lied and said he whistled at her. Now, every week I have a story of a Caucasian woman lying, yet they try to make it seem like we are the most untrustworthy people. Houseway, when there's a proven record of people losing their lives due to Caucasian women lying. And if the women lie, we know the men lie. So what do we really be talking about? Anywho, Black men and boys have been unalived over false accusations for centuries. From Central Park to Karen's calling the police, Black men are still in danger when Caucasian women weaponize fear. This is so true. And I was about to go down the rabbit hole because I was about to ask, why do our Black men keep dating these Caucasian women or keep at least sleeping with them? Why? When all they got to do is just cry them Caucasian tears and your ass in jail. And then you want us to have your... It's not about us. My bad. It's White History Wednesday. East St. Louis Massacre. Please tell me why this made sense to Caucasian people, because it don't make sense at all to me. So Caucasian people went on strike at their job, right? So Black workers in Illinois, because this is St. Louis, Illinois, um, Black people were sent there to replace the strikers just while they was on strike. So Why would y'all go unalive them people for going to do y'all job when y'all walked out on a job? That don't even make sense. I don't even understand that. Over 100 black people lives were taken and entire communities were destroyed, all because y'all walked out on y'all jobs and they hired black people to replace y'all while y'all was on strike. White History Wednesday. I'm so sick of this because Caucasian rage is used to keep black people poor and scared. And baby, we may be poor, but we ain't scared no more. We not. Don't try it today. Black workers still earn less and are less likely to be promoted and are often the first fired. How true is this? I got fired for having migraines. Like, yeah. These people are just so, they have no, I don't even know the words for it. In the 1940s and 50s, black children were fed radioactive cereal and milk in government experiments to see what it would do to their bodies. These kids were treated like guinea pigs without knowing it. And today, black kids still face unequal health care, food deserts, and high exposure to environmental toxins. Don't believe me? You can just check now. I want to say, I just seen a story yesterday in Georgia, somewhere in Georgia, in the middle of nowhere. Meta has a whole little factory where it's a data factory, but it's causing the people in the area to not have clean water. Or in, what is it, Tennessee, where Elon's data facility is at, and it's causing radiation exposure and it's causing toxins in the air. And they always do this stuff close to in the black communities. They don't ever go build these things in their communities. They build them in our community. So a lot of times in family, when you have to have the talk, you think we talking about the birds and the bees. But as black people in America, we have a completely different talk with our children. We talk about how to stay alive if stopped by the police. It's a talk that Caucasian families don't even need to have, but black kids have to learn in order to make themselves look less threatening when they're out and about just doing their everyday life, which is being a fucking child, something they should be able to do. But no, not in America. Even today, with cameras, protests, and hashtags, people are still being unalive for fitting the description. And it's like, all this technology, you don't know who you're looking for? Marion Croak is a black woman who created VoIP. She's the reason that we are able to do all these video chats on Zoom, Google Meets, and all of these things. And you think she get the recognition she's supposed to have? White History Wednesday. They tell us to get out this country, yet if we get out this country and take everything we invented, they will have nothing. White History Wednesday. These stories aren't just history. They're warnings. We've made it to 20 weeks of White History Wednesday, and I'm not stopping now. I'm not. Because the more we know, the less we can be lied to. And with all this birthright citizenship stuff in the mix right now, we're going to talk about it. Dred Scott, I know y'all heard of him because they taught us about him in history class. So Dred Scott was an enslaved man who was enslaved by, I want to say he was an army sergeant or something like that. And when he passed away, Dred Scott tried to buy him and his wife's freedom, and the widow said no. So Dred Scott sued her ass, okay? He was in a state where enslavement was illegal at the time. However, because he was a black man, he had no standing. So he lost that case because they said we were not citizens. He had no right to sue. He had no legal right to sue for his freedom. After that case, that's when the 13th and 14th Amendment came into place. Of course, it was some time after, but this case set the precedent for it. So with everything this man trying to do in office and trying to pretty much go back on those amendments, White History Wednesday. If you enjoyed this video, please share this. Talk about it. And keep showing up every week. I appreciate y'all. The truth deserves a mic, okay? And here we go.
Maya Lee, back with the heat. White History Wednesday, she posting receipts. Fuck your feelings, she only spitting facts. Sis dropping knowledge while we fade to black. White lies, no alibis, reap what you sow. Black history hit different when the truth unfolds. Talk is cheap, pay us what you owe. Never been our friend, always been our foe. Old white hood, new red hat, change the color of your hate. We still proud and black.